Howdy, I'm Lee Wilson, and this is TGO Wyoming. And today I'm going to start out the new EDL series, or Everyday Life. I kind of mentioned this during my What's New in 2013 video, so I kind of want to explain what it is and what I'll be doing with this series. Now, in the outdoors community, the firearms community, we talk about EDC a lot, and that's a part of it. And today I'm going to go over my EDC, what I carry, how that's evolved over the years. But EDL is more than that, more than just what you carry on a daily basis. It's what you do on a daily basis. So I'm going to use this video series as not only just a bit of a how-to, but what's going on and kind of as a catch-all for all the other stuff that I want to show you guys, but doesn't really fit into product reviews or hiking, camping, shooting, and whatnot. You know, just some fun things. Anything I find interesting. It's going to be a soapbox at times, you know, thoughts and things that I think are important that hopefully you guys will too, but maybe not. So today we're going to start out with EDC though, what I've carried for the last couple of years, how it's evolved, and where it's going to go from there. I figure it's a fitting way to start an Everyday Life series, since a lot of people seem to be really interested in it. So that's pretty much how it's going to go. So we're going to take a look at my EDC here. It's evolved over several years. I've carried more, I've carried less, but I've pretty much got it figured out now to where I really like it to be. We'll start off with the most important item, a knife. This just happens to be inexpensive little Spyderco. It's one of the 8CR13 models, made in China, but still high quality. It's an everyday use knife. I beat it up, I use it at work, open boxes with it. Overall, inexpensive. I think I got it around $40. Been a great piece of knife. It will be replaced by a zero tolerance hinderer flipper eventually, as soon as I get that out. But essential piece of equipment, very useful. I keep that in my front right pocket. It's my dominant hand. That's where it always stays. Next thing I can't stress enough is a couple of lengths of paracord. I carry 12-foot pieces of paracord. I can't tell you how many times this has been useful. I have tied down car trunks with it when something wouldn't fit. I've repaired shoelaces. It's light, it's small, it's just unbelievably useful. You never know what you're going to need 550 cord for. And I keep that in my left cargo pocket. Next item I keep in my left cargo pocket, believe it or not, is just a plastic bag. This one happens to be from Smith's. I started doing this when I started fishing a lot more because I always found myself not having a plastic bag. And this one's kind of gotten bumped around, but generally you just fold them up. It's light, it's small, and you just never know when you might need a plastic bag. It seems like something that might be a little silly, but it does come in handy, especially if you're out fishing. Let's see, next thing I keep in that cargo pocket would happen to be a spare set of keys. It is always a good idea to have a spare set of keys. I have locked my keys in my truck before, and this is how you get them back out. Of course, I tied my own paracord lanyard for it. Moving on, front slip pocket. I carry two things in here. Key to the Kawasaki. You never know when you might need it. I tend to always have that on me just in case I want to go riding. Of course, with the weather being the way it is and snowing outside, I'm not going to be riding anytime soon. Next thing is a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. Some people really like the Vengers. I've been a Victorinox fan forever and ever. My first Swiss Army knife was a Victorinox, and this is pretty much the basic outdoors model. Two blades. It does have the magnifying glass, which sometimes comes in handy, but most handy of all is the Phillips head screwdriver. So I really enjoy having this piece of kit around, you know, screwdrivers and whatnot. The awl and the corkscrew, of course, and the little hook. I used to carry a Leatherman multi-tool, but I have since broken that multi-tool and have not yet replaced it. I will eventually. I used to carry the multi-tool on my belt. In fact, I used to carry almost all of my equipment on my belt, but I've pretty much moved it into pockets only and consolidated. Left cargo pocket, a Streamlight PT1L. These are now called the ProTacs. Runs off of a single CR123A battery. It's 130 lumens with a strobe and a low function. This battery this flashlight is amazing. The battery life is great. You can tell it gets some solid, hard use. It's just been a great flashlight. I love good illumination tools, and this is really one of them. It's small, it's light, it has enough throw to be very useful, but the beam is wide enough to also illuminate, you know, entire wide areas. Really awesome if you need to, you know, actually look inside your house before you go in there, work on your car. Left cargo pocket, hearing protection. Always have a set of ears. These are a little dirty and need to be cleaned. Had some gunk fall in them. Looks like some old bits of tobacco from when I carried my cigarettes in that pocket. Sorry, right cargo pocket. Left front main pocket, 3 lighters. You might wonder why 3 lighters. Well, until recently I was a smoker, so of course I always had multiple lighters, and people tend to steal your lighters. You let somebody bum it and then they take off with it, you never see it again, or one goes dead. And these are just plain old Bic lighters. Always carry one orange because that's the easiest one to see and, you know, find. Brown lighters are just cool because you don't see them around very often. So I was still in the habit of carrying 3 lighters. Car keys, again with the key fob, always important to have. That makes 2 sets of car keys plus the motorcycle key. Change. $50, kind of cool, from 1992. I don't really actually ever spend this, I just use it for flipping. So a little bit of spare change, guitar pick, so you never know. Not very much, normally I have a little bit more than that. I don't even have enough to make a phone call, not that there's any payphones left in the world anyway. Which brings us to cellular device. Can't talk today, apparently. Cell phones, love them or hate them, they are the way of the future. Very few people have landlines anymore. You're not going to find phone booths, pay phones and whatnot really anymore. Certainly not here in Casper, but so it's always a good idea to have your cell phone, a little bit of line of communication. I stick with the old dumb phone Samsung, so nothing special about it, but it works. Wallet. My Maxpedition wallet. It's about the only wallet I've had that's actually held up to use for years. Now it's a pretty big wallet, so I carry it in my right front pocket. Stitching on it's still good. I have debit cards and whatnot in here, but a couple of things that I always keep in here as an extra is my little Randall Adventure Training, you know, rat cutlery survival card, which has some basic stuff, tips, and fits in there quite nicely. You know, fishing license and whatnot. Been a really good wallet. I'm pleased with it. I'll keep using it until it goes. New addition to the EDC is, since I've quit smoking, I have gone to vaping. It's essentially an electronic cigarette. It's a device that has a battery with a switch in it and a cylinder that holds a fluid that is basically a combination of propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, flavoring, and nicotine. And this is so far is helping me not smoke real cigarettes quite well. Really pleased with it. So, you know, holds a 900 milliamp battery, good charge. It's working quite well right now, and it feels like you're actually smoking. So, you have to activate it by pressing it 5 times. You can turn off the switch by pressing it 5 times and just hold the button. Inhale and it gives you smoke. It's not really smoke, it's actually just you know, vapor. It's the vegetable glycerin, the 50-50 mix of propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin, but cool device. Get this here in Casper at Wyoming Vapor Company. Good stuff. They make their own custom mixes and they're very careful about it. The final thing, of course, in the EDC lineup, safety check, nothing in there, is my Glock 19 and my SHTF Gear Ace 1 concealment holster. Every day that I'm not at work, this gun and holster is on me. I unfortunately work at a place where I cannot carry, or not really unfortunately work there, it's actually a great job, but we're not allowed to carry at work, so I don't. So as soon as I get off work, get home or get in the truck, throw on my holster, throw on the gun. Of course I carry 124 grain Spear gold dots. They work, they always work. You watch any ammo testing online, Anything from TN Outdoors. The Gold Dot is one of the most proven and reliable rounds out there. All of my cop buddies carry Gold Dots. It's pretty much just a universal go-to. Of course, the Glock 19, excellent gun. You know, ugly as sin, although I know some people will disagree with me on that. But it always works, and the Gen 4 has just been an awesome gun. And of course, the SHTF Gear Ace 1 is just unbelievably comfortable. You guys can check out the other 2 videos I have on it. So, it seems like a lot, but really it works out quite well for me. You know, I wear cargo pants every day. I have worn cargo pants every day for the last 10 or so years. Haven't owned a pair of blue jeans in about a decade. So, it's easy for me to carry all the stuff. You know, I actually have found that I use pretty much all of it. The paracord comes in exceptionally handy. The Swiss Army knife actually sees a fair bit of use. The Spyderco gets used daily. The Streamlight gets used at least weekly. And hopefully the gun will never actually be used. That's kind of my hope on that. I don't really want to carry it, you know, want to have to use it, but I'll carry it just in case. So that pretty much covers my general EDC, what I carry every day. See, it actually works. Cool little device. I'm really enjoying this. Much better than smoking. Haven't really had the urge to buy another pack. So, excellent device. But thanks again for joining me. Stay safe, shoot straight, and don't forget to subscribe for more great videos. Got a lot more on the way.